So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Gold Wingnut Live. I'm Don Wiley. I'm your host, and I'm here to answer your questions, and we'll talk about the things going on here in the villages. So, what do we got? So, Chris has the first question up for the day is, what's happening at the Brownwood Theater? Seems there's construction going on. Yes, there is construction going on. What they're doing inside, nobody's talking. My sources are not talking to me. They're not telling me anything. So as soon as I find out something, though, I'm going to let you all know. Obviously, it's a huge building. I mean, it was 6, 8, I don't even remember how many theaters it was. I used to go there all the time. But, the movie industry has changed. That's the best I can say. So, what else is... Uh-oh, I just did something to my screen. You guys can't see it, but I can. All right, there we go. Whew, there we go. So Steve says, another YouTuber said 8,000 more homes coming to Middleton. Can you confirm that? What I can confirm is that Middleton is scheduled to be about 8,200 homes total. So I don't know where they got another 8,000. I know that the city of Wildwood just approved some more plots, basically, for another, I think, 2,000 homes, something like that. I don't know where some people get their information. I think they might read some online news rag and twist the facts even more than they are twisted from that news rag. But no, so grand total, they're supposed to be about... again, 8,200 homes, 8,300 homes, something like that. In the Middleton community, obviously, there's a lot more than that coming in the villages. They've got a lot planned. CDD 16 was just approved by the city of Wildwood. They're going to be seating their supervisors. I think it's this week. But, it is what it is. So, hello, Steve. Steve, Overhead Garage Storage Organizer. Steve is one of our sponsors. You'll see a rack above. His ad shows up here across the bottom. He's one of my longtime sponsors. He's got a great product. If you don't want to put stuff in the attic, he's got the product for you. It's a rack that... It's freestanding, but it also has, Steve, what do you call it? Some bolts that compress up to the roof to stabilize it. But it doesn't put a lot of pressure on the roof, just enough to keep it from any kind of shaking. But it fits over your car, makes makes storage easy. So Rick is saying, laugh my ass off. R.O. Sparks ad. That means something. I don't know what you're talking about there, Rick. Now you're going to make me watch my ads instead of be thinking. All right. Tension's like a shower rod. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. To the walls of a shower. Yes. Okay. So, Ron and Karen want to know if Wildwood's Championship Golf Club will have a restaurant. My understanding is yes, it will. It's not supposed to be a huge restaurant, but it is supposed to be there is supposed to be a restaurant. It's not a huge clubhouse. Looking at the footage I shot from it the other day, but it is supposed to have a restaurant. Lots of good things happening in that area. Today's sponsor, by the way, is Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise. Scott over at Kitchen Wise does a great job. He put the closets in my wife's master bedroom and in the pantry. The pantry one was worth its weight in gold. The shoving method is gone, where everything gets pushed to the back. Now she can pull things out and find stuff. It's amazing. The grocery bill gets a lot smaller that way. Let's see. Victoria says we're looking to come down for a visit. If we rent a car at the airport, are there any tolls from the airport to the villages? Yes, there are. The Florida Turnpike is right there on the north side of the airport. It'll take you straight to the villages. Basically, you take it all the way up to either the 470 exit or the Wildwood exit, and you get off there. So there are tolls. I want to say it's about $10, $11 from Orlando to the villages. They do have toll by plate. The rental car company has the plates registered, so they will just bill you directly. It takes a couple of weeks for it to catch up, though, from what I understand. So one of the things that recently came out from the district office is there's an announcement. It looks kind of like this. It's talking about your bond, and you have until the 11th, which is Tuesday, to pay off your bond if you want to reclaim half of the interest charge for the year. And you have until July, I want to say it's July 14th or 15th, if you want to pay it off. You won't get the deduction in the interest, but it won't show up on your next tax bill. Why would you want to pay off your bond? Well, it really depends. I mean, if you're going to be in the house forever, why pay the extra interest if you have the money? Bonds these days on the newer homes are getting up there. The house Debbie and I bought has a $51,000 bond. And it was a bit of a pill to swallow, considering our Courtyard Villa had a $13,000 bond, but that was 11 years ago, and a lot of things have changed in 11 years, price-wise, fuel-wise. Everything has gone up in cost. The other thing that's changed too is that what the bond covers is the districts now have a lot more green space, open space. That adds to the cost. It's more roads that have to be built, same number of houses. Therefore, it does have its impact. But anyway, if your money is doing better than the interest rate on your bond, many people say keep the money in your investment accounts and pay off the bond on the schedule. I think it's a 30-year note. It's not like a loan, though. You can't prepay half of it. It is an investment bond, and when you pay it, you have to pay it off completely. I can't do half this year and half next year. They just don't do that. Again, it's an investment bond. Rick wants to know, is there a gardening club, i.e. planting vegetable gardens like a community garden area? I know there is a community garden area up along Rolling Acres towards the historical section of the villages. It's over by the northern wood shop, and I know that they do have gardens there. Some people have gardens in their backyards. I've seen a couple of people have gardens in their front yard. They'll have a small area like right by the front door, and they'll dig up the ugly plants that the village puts in, and they'll plant some tomatoes and things like that. But yes, there is a garden club. But yeah, back to the bond. If you're in a position financially to pay it off, for me, I have an aversion to debt. I'm a big follower of Dave Ramsey. If you don't know who he is, he teaches Money management using biblical principles. And basically he's got a baby, he calls it the baby steps. We started following that about 13 years ago. Made all the difference in the world. That's why I'm here in the Villages. It's because I could afford to all of a sudden. Well, not all of a sudden. It took about 2 years worth of hard work to get out of debt. But, so, I mean, I will tell you how debt avert I am. In my stock portfolio for all my investments, I don't have any bonds. Bonds are other people's debt. If I don't want debt, why would I want somebody else's debt? Anyway, let's see. Ian says, hi, Don. Did you install any kind of water filtration system at your Shady Brook house? If so, what did you consider and what did you end up getting? Good question. So we did not put one in our courtyard villa. And, when we finally decided maybe it was time, then, well, that was this past summer and things changed for us. But in the new house in Moultrie Creek, we did put in a filter. We did not put in a softener. We just put in a filter. I wanted to see how it would work with just the water filter. Bob Novak, the owner of Nova Water Filters, is a friend of mine. I called him. He installed the filter system in my house. Yes, I paid full price. And so far, last time I looked in the dishwasher, which I try to avoid, I didn't see any calcium buildup or anything like that. So it is making a difference. I can't tell the difference in the water. Most of my water has got soaked in coffee grounds. Right. So let's see. But yeah, I know a lot of people will buy both the water filter and the ion exchanger, the resin bed, and the softener. There it goes. That's the name. Sorry. Ion exchanger and resin bed are holdovers from my Navy days. Anyway, and they swear by them. And, again, I decided to give the filters a go, and so far, so good. Let's see. What do we got here? Mark wants to know, asking for a friend. Are the folks that do crowd control in the town squares employees of the commercial districts and paid by the commercial districts? Yes, they're part of Villages Entertainment, and Villages Entertainment is funded by the commercial district. So yes, the merchants in the commercial district pay them. Steve says, I love Dave Ramsey's YouTube channel. I tell you what, I stopped by the house this morning to walk the dogs and find out what we were doing for dinner and cards tonight, and we did our envelopes. Every 2 weeks I write a check for cash. We stuff envelopes. We have an envelope for groceries. We have an envelope for going out to eat. You name it. There's one for car insurance, whatever. It's just the right way to go. Let's see. Our family video says, note to renters, please keep dogs on leash. Thank you, John. I appreciate the donation. Please keep dogs on leash, even at home. Then going potty in other areas isn't wanted here. Man, no kidding. If you go on Talking to Villages, one of the favorite threads is a dog poop thread, and there are some irresponsible people. I have 2 golden retrievers. Once in a while, when we're walking, they need to take a break. But I keep the plastic bags with me, and it's such a joy carrying around a plastic bag of what for 2 miles as you're walking. Clean up after your dogs. Nobody wants to see that in their yard. Even the little dogs make a mess, and nobody wants to see it. Let's see. Steve wants to know, do you have any info on what the plan is for 301 Turnpike Entertainment? It's redefined my level of pay. The 301 Turnpike exit, yeah, it has redefined my level of patience. So it is, as part of the 301 widening, going to be reworked. It's going to be 5 lanes under the turnpike. They are changing the turn lane. So going south, where you immediately, right after you come off underneath the bridge, you hang a left to get on the turnpike. You're going to go farther down, and you're going to get on the turnpike on the same on-ramp as the people coming north. So both will share that on-ramp. They're making it so there's 2 lanes of traffic flowing in both directions continuously. It should help. Obviously, the bridges are they're going to be reworked. They're going to be widened. They're going to be lengthened to make that interchange better. But that's probably 2 years down the road. Let's see. Victoria says, we're looking to rent from the website you recommend, rent from a villager. Do you know if they come with a pass to get in and out of the different villages, pools, etc.? So that you're going to have to ask the landlord. Generally, yes. The landlord would have to surrender their passes for that home. And when they surrender their passes, then they're allowed to get guest passes. And then you would get the guest passes. So Rick says, in the mains on the house, easy to access. Gas, water lines. Oh, are the mains? Got it. Now I understand what you're asking, Rick. Rick wants to know if the main shutoffs for the house are easy to access. Yes, the gas is outside the house. There is a shutoff outside the house for the water, but there's also one inside the house in the garage. There's a small panel. It's got an opening about 4 by 6 that you can reach into, and it's got a ball valve in there that you twist and shut. You twist it 90 degrees and it turns it off. So that's easy, yes. All right. John says, great meeting you on Friday. Thanks for doing what you do. What is your recommendation on a vet for our Aussie? Yeah, I ran into John Friday afternoon going to the bank, writing that check for my envelopes for Dave Ramsey, yes. Anyway, the vet. So I use Jumper Creek. It's down in Bushnell on 475. You go take Central Parkway over to 301 South. Just before you get to I-75, you'll see County Road 475. Hang a left there. You go down about 5-6 miles. It's on the right. Dr. Yates is a great vet, and so is the lady who is also a vet there. I don't remember her name. If you go there, ask if you can see Gus. Gus is one of Lily and Sully's puppies. He bought one of the puppies from Lily's and Sully's first litter about 2 years ago. I know, when does a vet buy a dog? But he saw something in Gus that he liked, and he's quite the joy. He looks just like his dad. Let's see. Ray Ram says, Don, hello. Where in the villages are sewage treatment plants? I'm curious, south of 44. All right. So the new sewage treatment plant is the Gibson wastewater treatment plant, and it's right behind Fire Station 48. There's also an electrical substation there. It's a big utilities area. That's where it's getting all the new areas. Part of the sewage treatment on the other side of the turnpike for Newell, Lake Denham, and Dabney is going to Leesburg Sewage Treatment Plant, which is on the other side of 470, on the south side of 470. And part of it also goes to, I believe it's the Wildwood Water Treatment Plant, but anything new is not going to Wildwood. Wildwood's sewage growth, let's call it sewage growth problem. Yeah, that's a good word, good term. Is due to the additional building that they're doing in the city of Wildwood and in Oxford. There's Twisted Oaks, which is like 1,200 homes that are being built. All that's going in there. Lots of apartment complexes in Wildwood, so they have their challenges ahead of them. The Villages, the developer built the water treatment plant. There's another one. Where's it at? It's just south of Lake Meona Recreation Center on the opposite side of Buena Vista. You'll see the turn-in for it. That's another major sewage treatment plant. And then I know there's at least one more. It's off of El Camino Real. So plenty of sewage treatment plants. Anyway, let's see. A friend says when she uses Uber, they charge a surcharge if they pick her up in the Villages. But she doesn't get a surcharge on the return trip if picked up outside the Villages. Heard of this? No. You know, Mark, I will tell you honestly, I have been in an Uber exactly one time. It was 2 months ago when I was up in Tallahassee. We were going to the Governor's Club for dinner. I was up there for some county business with the Florida Association of Counties Trust. And, that was the first time I'd ever been in an Uber or a Lyft or anything like that. So I really don't know squat about them. I was just up in Tallahassee this past Thursday and Friday. I got to tell you, there is nothing more exciting than driving up I-75 to I-10 to go to Tallahassee. I mean, if you can't see the sarcasm dripping, it should be running down the screen. I absolutely hate going up I-75. I used to have to do it every day when I worked in Gainesville. I was working at University of Florida Shands Hospital, building the new cardiovascular neuroscience center. I did that for 4 years. In fact, the 4 years that I lived in the Villages and was still working. And, the morning traffic wasn't so bad because I was up on the road at 6 o'clock in the morning. But, the southbound traffic coming home at 4:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes it would take 2 hours to get home. It was crazy. But, I really don't know anything more about Uber. Sorry. Let's see. Julie says, tolls from Orlando Airport. There's a great service called Visitor Toll Pass. There's an app and a vending machine near the rental cars. $10 rental fee is much cheaper than paying through the car rental. I didn't know about that, Julie. Thank you. That's good information. Funny, I used to know a lot about the Florida Turnpike. When I moved down to Florida in 2006, it was to work on a major project for my company on the toll system for the Florida Turnpike. We put a new security system into every toll booth, every toll plaza in the state, and I've got about 50,000 miles on the toll roads going up and down. That took 6 years to do, and it was a painfully long job. And now all that equipment has all been ripped out. All right. Let's see. Mark says, can you please describe your understanding in plain English how the lottery process works when the developer releases new lots and homes? Is it a random luck pick of the draw? Yes, it is, Mark. It is a random luck pick. The realtor goes onto a computer screen. He punches in your 3 choices for homes or lots, whatever you're looking for. And when the lots are released, let's say tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, the computer does a random pick from all the people that are loaded in that want that particular house or lot. There is no real lottery. They're not pulling balls out of the machine like they do for the Florida lottery or the Powerball. But anyway, so that's it. David says, has the developer stopped building country clubs for the championship golf courses? So by country club, I'm assuming you mean tennis courts and swimming pools, along with the restaurant and clubhouse. And in that respect, I believe they have. I have not seen it on the new ones. Shallow Creek doesn't have it. Southern Oaks doesn't. Is it Southern Oaks? Yeah, so I think it's Southern Oaks. Yeah, Southern Oaks doesn't have one, and Woodlands does not have those particular added benefits. So, I think personally it was a losing proposition for them. My understanding, the most used pool in all of the villages was Hacienda Hills, at the Hacienda Hills Country Club. Was the most used pool, had the highest upkeep cost, and less than 10% of the people using it were actually priority club members, which were the only ones who were supposed to be able to use it. So it was a huge burden on their system. People want things for free. Well, things are not free. Everything has a cost. And so there you go. Let's see. Dreamcatchers 1982 says, where exactly will the full grocery store, hotel, and apartment buildings be going in Middleton? All right, so the hotel will be along Landstone Boulevard, just north of the traffic circle there at the high school. If you're standing in front of the high school and you're looking at the front door, it would be on your left behind you. The hotel and the grocery store are planned to go in that location. The plans I've seen have the apartments going in just north of the middle elementary school. Between the middle elementary school and Central Parkway, there is a large field. It's supposed to be a couple hundred apartments. As far as I know, that's still going in. I did see some changes to the plans for the townhouses that were originally scheduled to go in there. The townhouses now apparently are not going in because they replaced at least some of it with additional parking for Middleton. It is, Middleton is going to be a huge addition to the area. It's not just for the families. The people in the age-restricted community will be able to have access to it. That's why there's golf cart accessibility everywhere. It would be foolish not to make it golf cart accessible both ways. But if you consider what's happening down there, we've got Middleton going in, and we've got Eastport. Eastport is going to be a massive entertainment venue. And Middleton, the drawings that I've seen show at least 11 different locations for food service related properties. We already know about Victory Family Sports Grill, Four Rivers Barbecue, Middleton 24. What else? Oh yeah, the Boathouse. That's another restaurant. That's 4 restaurants already. There's a coffee shop there. The building is built. They just don't have a tenant from what I understand. With all those extra restaurants, maybe you don't want to be in the town square having dinner when, Scooter's there playing at Eastport. Slide on down to Victory Family Sports Grill or one of the other restaurants there. I think it's going to be a great addition for the whole community. Rick wants to know, oh wait, here we go. John says, thanks for talking to me today. I ran into John today when I was doing some flying just before we started. If you go onto Facebook, yesterday I posted a marble, if you will, photo of Middleton. Today I posted 3 of Eastport. And the first one, if you look straight down, you will see Sunset Island, because I was sitting right over Sunset Island. So it's a pretty cool effect. The drone takes the panorama, and Facebook knows how to convert it to the marble that you can roll around. Let's see, Rick wants to know, figure not allowed. Are golf carts allowed to pull small trailers? In all videos, just never seen it. I have actually seen a couple pulling trailers. I know that there's a gentleman who installs seat belts in golf carts. He pulls a trailer. I've seen 2 other trailers. One of them was a California Sidecar Escapade trailer. How do I know what that is? Because I have one. It's what I use to pull behind my Goldwing when we go on long trips. Well, if you read the license plates on my Goldwing, it says Don's Toy. And on the back of the trailer, it says Deb's Stuff. You can figure out what's in the trailer. So as far as I know, it's allowed. I don't know why it wouldn't be allowed. Obviously you can't pull a full-size trailer, but there are small trailers, especially the ones designed for motorcycles, that are easily pulled by a golf cart. Morgan says, about a week ago, Victory Family Sports Girl employees said they'd be opening sometime after St. Patrick's Day. Have you heard a date for the grand opening yet? No, I have not heard a date. I actually I chatted about 2 weeks ago with Fred Karmapur, who is the owner of Victory Family Sports Girl. We were in Victory Family Sports Girl. Gosh, we must have talked for 2 hours. Nice guy, really nice guy. Incredible story. I hope to have him on the show here very soon. But he did not have a date at that time of when it would be opening. Ed wants to know, what new trends do you see for the new square compared to the old? So Ed, the one thing I see is they built this town square without parking in front of the square, if you will. So on the waterfront road, there is no parking. If you go to Brownwood or Lake Sumter Landing or Spanish Springs, they've got parking all the way around the square. That's gone. But they still will have the ability to block off the road every night at 4 o'clock or whenever they want to block it off. What that's going to do, and it's really, really brilliant thinking, they still have a large entertainment area right around the gazebo or whatever, the stage, if you will. But without cars on that road, now everything can spill out into the road and all the way into the sidewalks going up to the building. So, and that road runs from one end of the hotel, the west end of the hotel, all the way around to the boathouse. So it's going to be a huge area. And it looks like they're installing speakers for the sound system on a bunch of poles as you go all the way around the waterfront. So you'll be able to enjoy the music that way also. So I think that's the biggest thing, is a much larger entertainment venue. And with the fact that there is parking for the ball fields, there's parking for the hotel, there's parking for the commercial area, and there's parking for the recreation center. They've got more parking there than just about anywhere else. When you look at the parking lots, it really adds up to a lot, much more than what Brownwood has on that. Let's see. Dreamcatcher says, can the new Villages School in Middleton handle 8,000 plus households, or they need to build another school farther south in years to come? Very interesting question. So part of the school, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. The old school is still functional up on 466. So some of the students are going there. There's one high school. High school is designed for 3,000 students. They've got a little over 1,000 right now, from what I understand. So it's there's still lots of room to grow. Will they have to build another elementary school? I think most definitely so. Yes, it will probably be farther south. My guess is it will be probably at least two more elementary and middle schools, just because of the number of people that will eventually be moving here. Remember, the only way the kids go to the school, though, is not because they live in Middleton, but because one of their parents, or at least one of their parents, is in a qualifying job to work there, that works for the villages or one of its companies, or one of its contractors or tenants, and that gives them the access to the charter school. Whew, all right. We still got lots coming in. But you know what? I need to stretch for just a minute. We're going to hear from our sponsor real quick. This is Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, my back is killing me sitting here. I got this gaming chair, and how do you explain this? It sucks. It really sucks. I was, when I bought it from Dell, I think it's Alienware. It's supposed to be a great brand. Nah, it's uncomfortable. There's no padding in the bottom. All right, let's see. Let's continue on. Boy, the questions just keep rolling in at a good pace today. Brian says, hi, Don. Any update on what grocery store is going in at Eastport? On a recent video, you said one source told you Publix, another told you not Publix. So, yeah, both are good, reliable sources. At this point, I'm still going to stick with the first source, just based on the whole conversation I had with the second course. I still think it's going to be Publix. What's going in at Middleton? Still don't know yet. Still don't know. How's this mic working? I'm using the same mics as I used last week. There's regular studio mics. Let me see if I can. Yeah, see, it looks like that. Anyway, I got two of them here, and everything says it sounds good. I've listened to it on the headphones. They sound good, but anyway, just curious. Let's see. Ed says, I do think there are too many restaurants planned. I wish more vendors would be announced. You know, they play their cards very close to the chest. I mean, if our government could keep secrets as well as the villages could, we'd probably be much better off as a country. But they keep the secrets very good. One of the reasons why they hate me, because I know how to dig and I know how to find information and I pay attention. But anyway, you know, lots of restaurants, lots of people. I mean, all I can tell you is you want to go out to eat tonight, go stand in line for about an hour. It doesn't matter where you go. They're crowded right now. Just because they're building more and more houses and more people are coming here. All right, let's see what we got here. Rick says, I only asked about trailers in regards to the garden club. Great show and info. Thank you very much. I understand now the connection. When I first looked at that a second ago, I was like, okay, so you're looking to take your gardening tools, maybe a few plants, whatever, to the garden. If there's a public garden, that's a good idea, yeah. All right. Victoria says, will I be able to get a grocery delivery at the rental place? I'm a Prime member with Walmart, and they're delivering a lot of groceries where I live, but I can use the service anywhere in the U.S. So, Victoria, if you are renting north of, so people, you can chime in and correct me. I know that Walmart doesn't deliver down in Moultrie Creek, or at least they didn't last time I checked. And Sam's Club doesn't deliver down in Moultrie Creek. So I'm assuming it's that way for most of the area south of the Turnpike. I know that they all delivered at our Courtyard Villa in the village of Hillsborough. So it's going to depend on where you're located, Victoria. Let's see. Mark says, where are the landfills that service the villages? I know you talked about the sewage plants earlier. The landfill, there is a landfill. It's at the corner of 470 and I-75. No, is it 470? Yeah, 470. So when you take 301 south, the road, there's a traffic light and you go straight through for the traffic light. If you go to the right, that's 470. It continues all the way into Lake Panasoffkee. And it took me a long time to figure out how to say Lake Panasoffkee. But anyway, that's where the landfill is. They take bulk items, so you can take stuff down there if you're, cleaning the garage out or whatever. You got an old mattress to get rid of. You can do that. Also, the waste collection folks that do the villages. If you have some large items and you want them to pick up, you can call them, and for $10 they'll do a pickup. I got rid of a couch that way a while back, and I've seen people get rid of old appliances that way. So that again, that's $10, and they put it on your your amenities and water bill. So Rick wants to know, are there any type of vegetable stands or farmers markets local? Yes. You can go to the Webster Market. I believe they have produce there. Also, Brownwood has a farmers market. I don't go up to Spanish Springs that much anymore, or Lake Sumter Landing, so I'm not sure if they still have their farmers market, but there are some there. Audio is good, sound is great, good to hear it. Can you recommend landscaping companies that do decorative water fountains and water features? No, I don't know anybody who does those water fountains and features. Whatever you do, though, it's probably going to have to be approved by the ARC. Thank you, Victoria. Appreciate the donation. Let's see. VS says, hey, Don, great to see you. Curious, what is the snowbird season peak? So I don't like the term snowbird. It has bad connotations. Seasonal residence is a, God, I'm going to say this. It's a much more politically correct term, and I'm not one normally to be politically correct. But I have lots of friends who are seasonal residents. They're here half the year, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little less. Some are not snowbirds, some are snowflakes. They come down multiple times during the year all the time. But generally, when the love bugs come out is when the season changes. Now, it's pretty close though. So late September, we start seeing many of the seasonal residents return. And then that continues on through until April. April, there starts to be a mass exodus. It's amazing. You know when it's happening because a lot of people ship their vehicles back up north. And there are, the car carriers. And I didn't even know you could do this, but apparently they'll load your car up and take it up north for you and drop it off wherever. Interesting. So about, again, October through April is seasonal residents are here. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Joe says, is the grown coming to an end? Availability of products keeps decreasing and growth of varied products is not meeting previous announcements. Joe, that's an interesting question. The last time I was at the Villages Grown, I went through a tour, and one of the things that they were talking about was a shift, a real focus towards supplying the local restaurants with good quality produce. I know that Villages Grown is supposed to be putting in a store next to the provision store. Villages Grown used to be in Sawgrass Grove, and now it's some provision store. Well, both stores are supposed to be in Middleton, right next to each other, just to the north of Victory Family Sports Grill on the same side. Yeah. All right, Garden Villas, what do you know? Please. Well, Ray, I know they look like they're ready. And when are they going to go on sale? I don't know. I would assume any time now. Last time I drove by there, it was during the week, and I saw no construction cart vehicles in there. Everything looked perfect. So any time now is best I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. If you want some copies of the floor plans, drop me an email, Ray. I have got some graphics that I posted a couple of live shows ago, and I'll be more than willing to share them again with you. Let's see. What are the top recommendations for restaurants for us near Brownwood area? I believe that's where we are staying in Richmond. Okay. Oh my gosh, what's the name of it? Harvest. Harvest is awesome. So is Prima Italian Steakhouse. Very good food there. If you want an ice cream, of course, there's always Scooples. Very good ice cream. Another good place for ice cream, of course, is Darlin's Sweet Shop. You can get the Zanzibar chocolate, which is my favorite. And I was actually, Friday night, I was working a event for the St. Catherine's Club, and I had about an hour to kill before it started. I went over, and they had run out of Zanzibar chocolate. I was depressed. But I probably didn't need it anyway. Anyway, let's see. All right. Again, thank you, Victoria. Let's see. Dreamcatcher says, a house in Ruby Villas off Megason burned up 3 years ago and still not torn down or repaired. Is there a law or rule requiring it to be taken care of? Thanks much. Yeah, it's actually in your deed restrictions on something like that. They have to rebuild. I don't know what the holdup is on that house. Yeah. I've heard about it, but I don't know what's going on. Let's see, Spanish Springs has a market there on Sunday mornings. Good, okay. Snowflakes are known as snow bunnies now. Hop in, hop out at will. And more politically correct, snowbirds, just snowbirds, don't think any political slant or taint name. Unfortunately, you'll see snowbirds, our seasonal residents, disparaged quite a bit on certain online websites, and I think it's wrong. If I have a beef, it's with the folks that are renting out their house for short-term rentals. Some of the folks come here and they really have no respect or regard for the neighbors who are actually residents, or for anything else. They're here on vacation, use and abuse, and then run away. Anyway, let's see. Ron and Karen, how is Harry and the Natives coming along? Well, they got the roof on. I drove by there this morning, and I drove by it. No, I didn't drive by it on the way back, but I drove by it this morning. It's coming along. It's still going to be a few more months. It's a tough build. Let's see, why is there a short tunnel? Rick, and how many inches? And by how many inches? Why is there a short tunnel? So I will tell you the, Don says Prima and Bluefin and Brown. Yeah, I would agree with both of them. So by short tunnel, I mean, I'm assuming you mean low clearance. And the lowest clearance one I know of is up by, is it Fishhawk? No, not Fishhawk. It's just, oh, come on, Don. It's just north of 466, goes under Buena Vista. It's very short. If you have one of the par cars that are kind of tall, a lot of them ground their roof on it. But I know all the new ones are much taller than they used to be. You know, things change, the villages changes what they do, and generally it's for the better. Let's see, Mark, if you toured the new Street of Dreams model homes in Wellpoint, what are your thoughts? Haven't been there yet. Drove through it a couple of times, but really haven't really taken a look at it. I've seen some good posts though. Does anybody know how long a golf cart takes from Brownwood to Lake Sumter? Brownwood to Lake Sumter is about 30 minutes. Brownwood to Middleton is about 45 minutes. All right. So, yeah. By golf cart, things take a while. But hey, you're retired. What's the hurry? I mean, I see people in a hurry all the time, and it's like, doing 25, 28 miles an hour or more in their golf carts. I clocked one day. I was coming down Buena Vista, and there was a golf cart just screaming down the right side. So I paced him. A golf cart on the multimodal path was doing 35 miles an hour. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, again, we're retired. Take your time. So I got a message. I posted, I just put out video 153 a couple of days ago. It was a long time in coming. I apologize. I've just been so swamped with this county job. I spent the last 2 days, or Thursday and Friday, most of the days, up in Tallahassee. There was good news. There was not so good news, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, one of the comments I got, and this was 2 days ago, Kathleen writes, can you tell us about the gated area called Village of Lakeview? You haven't mentioned it, and I don't see references other places. It's on Marsh Bend and McNeil below Wellpoint, Ocala. So yes, if you come down Marsh Bend Trail, just before you get to Fire Station 48 on your left-hand side is the Village of Lakeview. The Village of Lakeview has the exact same problem as the Bel Air Executive Course has. The Bel Air Executive Course is, their starter shack is up at the east end of the Village of Lakeview, and that road is right there next to the hotel, which is under construction. My understanding is that the Bel Air Executive Course opening is on hold until they get farther along in the construction to keep people safe and out of the construction area. And I'm pretty sure Lakeview is in the same condition. It looks ready to go. I mean, the utilities are stubbed up on all the lots. The walls are up for the villa homes or the villa communities. But again, it would open up the area going into the construction area, and they really don't want people in that construction area. There's a lot of work going on in there. I mean, the number of guys and women working in Eastport is just amazing. All right, let's see. Don Delaney says, many of the newer golf carts have bigger tires and higher suspension. It has to be close in some tunnels. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Steve wants to know, Don, have you ever used the Village's GPS app while in your truck and compared it to Waze? If so, what have you noticed comparing? I have the Village's GPS app. Hey, hello Nova. Didn't know you were in here. Sorry, a friend of mine's dog here is here. Let me go let her out. sorry about that. Anyway, I have the GPS app. I use it on occasion, but Waze I've probably used three or four times. My iPhone, when it connects to the radio in my truck, it defaults to Google Maps, and that's what I use most of the time. Anyway, yes, she's a husky. She is a beauty. Very sweet. Oh my gosh, and those piercing blue eyes will get to you every time. But anyway, yeah. So honestly, though, I really can't compare it to Waze. I don't use Waze, and I don't use the GPS app that much. You know, if I use a Villages app, I use the Villages app itself, and when I do, I do a search home and I use map, and then yeah, it shows the dots. But then I can see the streets and chase things around that way. And sometimes that's the only way to find it. But I will tell you, there is a really good map. Let me switch over to that screen. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Web browser. Oh, there we go. This is called OpenStreetMaps. And, oops, I got a window in front of it. There we go. And as you can see, it has house numbers. Let me zoom in closer. House numbers and street names in all the new areas, or a lot of the new areas. This over here is Edenfield. This is the streets down in Oak Hollow. I believe this is LaGrange. This is Lakeview here. Now, when you come over here and look, there's not so much. This is CDD 16 right here. This is where one day the hospital will go. But you can see it's pretty up to date. You can see the whole, what you call it, temporary road for McNeil and Central Parkway and County Road 470. And if you look real close, let me try and zoom in. You can see right here, it even shows power lines. It's a pretty cool source. It's called OpenStreetMap. If you're looking for a good map, this is great. I will probably be starting to use this a lot more often in my videos. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I shot some video. It was there's going to be a then and now segment in video number 154. Yeah, 154 is coming up, and that then and now segment is what you call it, Eastport, the Eastport area. I'll zoom in right here, and basically, boy, it's too much. It's going to start right about here. Fly all the way over here, over the ball fields, and then come back and down this way and give you a nice view of, you know, this whole area down here. I got the synchronization done last night. It looks great. Now that's the first rendering. Now I've got to do the map overlay and the sponsorship and all that. Then and now segments are a lot of work. But they definitely, it's amazing the difference. This is, again, 3.5 years difference. All right, let's go back. Okay, we are back. Let's see. Let's see. Wait, let me see. Okay, let's see. Mike B says, how often are bonds, maintenance property taxes paid monthly or annually? So, bonds are paid as part of your county tax bill. Your maintenance assessment is also paid as part of your county tax bill, so that's annually. There is also an amenity fee, which is paid monthly, and that's included on your water bill. I like easy questions like that. All right. Mike says, hey, Don, Thanks again for keeping us up to date. Quickly, do you have any idea if 301, where it meets 44, will also be widened to update, widening update done by the state? They just did a lot of work there at 301 and 44. I don't know of any planned. I know that what's being shared with the county is going basically from the turnpike down to 470. And there's some more additional road work south of 470 that's going to be happening also that the county's going to be doing. But north of the turnpike, I don't know of anything. Let's see, Ray says, buyer's market. Do you believe the Villages has arrived in a buyer's market as much as the U.S. has? I know homes in the Gulf of America are dropping in price. I know homes on the Gulf of America are dropping in price. The Villages goes through cycles just like everybody else. It seems like I'm always at the wrong end of the cycle when I want to sell a house. But there are more houses on the market than there ever have been. But we got to stop and think about that statement for just a minute. There are now more houses in the Villages than ever before. So let's say you build 1,000 houses, okay? Eventually, a percentage of those are going to come on the market for resale. So the resale market will continue to grow in the Villages. And it is competing with the new market. The resale market, I believe, is definitely shifting to a buyer's market, but not the new homes. Some people want a new home. They want to be in a new area. That demand still remains strong. What needs to happen to the market for resales is more people want to move, are going to want to move to the Villages, are going to have to want to move to the Villages to take up the additional volume in the resale market. When I moved here 11 years ago, there was roughly 45,000 homes. Now there's about 70,000 homes. Okay, so yeah, you're going to have more homes on the market. I don't think the housing market though in the Villages is in any danger because it is a unique market. Remember, it's not driven by some big factory that's here or a big city or an industrial area or anything like that. This is a retiree community, and people will continue to retire. Yes, even the the Gen X folks. The next one's coming up to retirement. People. I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, they don't have the money." Blah blah blah. Not everybody can afford to move here. Okay, you have to plan for your retirement. You have to save for your retirement, and eventually, you have to make the decision. Some people don't want to move when they retire. Some people want to stay where they're at. Maybe it's the grandchildren or the rest of their extended family. Maybe they have health issues, whatever. But in my opinion, I think there will always be a good market for the Villages as people continue to retire. Let's see. Where are we at on time? All right, I'm playing cards tonight, so I have been warned I need to be at the house soon. All right, anyway, I'm sure, let's see, Pat 2469 says, I'm sure this has been answered before, but when is Aldi's opening in Sumter Landing? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of it. I did hear that they're taking over the old Winn-Dixie store, but I'm not sure, whatever. Rick wants to know, how many miles do people drive a year in golf carts? Average, do you think? That really depends on the individual. I mean, I got a friend of mine, Dave, and he goes everywhere in his golf cart, and he and his brother Don, they put hundreds of miles a month on their golf cart. Me, I don't use mine so much. I'm in the truck a lot because I'm stupid. Okay, I admit it. My wife will tell you I'm stupid. I'm failing at retirement. I'm still working. I teach for the Enrichment Academy. I have my company that I run that keeps me very busy, and of course I am a county commissioner, and that keeps me hopping also. So I am on the road, go a lot. And some days I just need to come up for air, but I don't use my golf cart as much as I used to. But it could be 5, 8,000. It just depends on the individual. Victoria says, if you have a sale sign on your house, you're selling. Bury a St. Joseph right next to it. Yes, I've already got the St. Joseph's idol buried. He's not done any good yet. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. VS says, we are actually in peak retirement in U.S. history. It is statistically from 2024 to 2028 the highest number of people retiring, turning 65 ever in U.S. history. Okay, yep. And Ray says, thanks for sharing open street maps. Wow. So here we are. It's 5 after 4. We've consumed an hour. I want to thank you all for joining me. I enjoy doing this. It gives me a chance to answer people's questions. I run into people all the time. They ask me all kinds of questions. I really don't mind answering those questions. I don't mind stopping while I'm flying. One of the gentlemen, what was his name? Come on, I just saw it right up here. Jeff, ran into him today when I was flying, and I shot the marble shots of Eastport, which go ahead and go look at them. They're on my Facebook page. They look pretty cool. But I can talk and fly. I can watch my drone. I've been doing it a long time, so I'm well versed at it. I'm not a panicky flyer because I don't put myself into risky situations most of the time. But anyway, as always, I want to thank you all for joining me. Please support my sponsors. Fur and Away, a new sponsor. They got a great grooming service. I was beating my computer into submission trying to get their advertisement done. It's not cooperating. But they did Sully and Lily, and Sully and Lily responded wonderfully to them. I was very pleased, and now I'm not running all over town taking them to the groomer and back and all this other stuff. He comes right to your house. Country Village golf carts and power equipment, great products down there in Webster, right next to the flea market. Of course, Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise are sponsor for today. I can't say enough good about the product Scott puts together. It really, really does make a big difference. Steve from Iraq Above, he was on today. He's got a great product. Tom over at Surf and Turf, Surf to Turf Home Inspections. He's been doing a lot of my viewers. Great guy. Of course, Ron Berner over at Magic Stairs, great product also. I put it in the new house. Very pleased with it. And of course, you can't forget about Gold Wingnut Productions. If you're building a house, it's my birthday this month. I got a birthday special. If you get the basic package, it's 10% off. If you get a deluxe package, I'm going to take $100 off, which is even more than 10%. So we're doing that. Had a good response last week. We picked up a couple of houses. Obviously, as the house is complete, we got to keep the business rolling. So if you're building a house, or maybe they've just started, give me a call. Go to my website, goldwingnut.com. The other thing I do is I've taken this platform here on the road, and I can do a live broadcast. So if you've got an event going on that you either want it live broadcast or you just want it recorded, give me a call. We can set something up. Let's see. Yes, Muskie says please subscribe. Yep. have fun playing cards. You know, I do. I mean, Ron and Marianne are our friends. We've been friends together for a long time. And we play Samba, and Ron and I routinely get our, what's handed to us. The ladies they're killing us. We're probably 1 in 5 against the ladies. And yeah. My wife's favorite expression is, you want to go out? You want to go out? That's all I ever hear. Want to go out? And it's like, nah. Anyway, thank you all again for watching. Take care, enjoy life. The expression carpe diem, seize the day. We don't know what tomorrow brings. Be kind to each other. And until then, we'll see you next week.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.